quickly. Just on the mark there. Craven Moorhead. What can he do with it? He kicks nicely. Oh, it's fumbled. That was by Fanny Schmeller.
Yeah, unfortunate he's wearing white shorts because I think I saw a little bit of poo come out then.
Fanny Schmeller dropped a sitter, and can Ellenbrook make them pay? Bo Finlay takes a
Good
mark.
switch here.
There is. There's a big overlap. They go to the right side now, the open side.
That's not Casey. What's
Casey's
he doing
pushed
down
all the
there?
way up to the wing. A 14-point lead at the moment to Ballajura. They go forward. Antonio couldn't take the grab.
Good
Doing
tackle.
well
Look
was
at
Mike
the second
Hunt.
effort.
Antonio
And then
follows it
Roger
up.
is
Roger.
there.
What can he do?
Candy.
Does well. Uses the left. It's his better leg. But
Oh.
he turns it over this time.
Down at the heels, Adam, they call that getting rogered.
I reckon Uranus able to take the mark. Settle. Kicks on. It's almost gone out in the full.
How was the second effort from Antonio there?
It's a good follow-up. They need that when they're down by 14 points, Ellenbrook. Just taking their time at the moment. Alf Stewart takes a mark. Left half back.
Surely Casey thought that the Ellenbrook were kicking to the other end of the ground because that would be the only reason he would possibly be down that far.
He was a long way from home, wasn't he?
He was.
So a ball up in the middle.
Who will Innes tap it to now? I say that. I'm not going to say who will win this ruck knock because we know the answer to that.
Look at the Kenwood writing there on the blue car. That was interesting up the hill. I hope we can get a replay of that. As it goes forward now, T. Bagner kicks it forward. Running on was Mike Hunt.
Power,
but as
straight through.
He remembers Mike Hunt from a few years ago and just goes straight through him. He kicks it long.
Power by name, power by nature.
Fell into the lap of Stacey Recht, but wasn't able to do anything with it. Kick forward now.
Well, that probably should have been picked up there, but it might just work out for the Eels because look at the power
Kendall
from
uses
Kendall.
his body well. Casey's around there as well. Socketed forward there by Mike Hunt. He's everywhere at the moment. Finlay.
Smart hands.
Is that power?
Power off one step. He's a good finisher. Kendall's there. Just couldn't shepherd it through. The kick just offline, and the goal umpire points at him and says, you probably should have kicked that a little straighter.
So Stella Virgin makes Peter File go get the ball, but now he'll take the kick out. So Stella Virgin hasn't seen a lot of it today. Hasn't seen a lot of it throughout the season. Kicks it long outside 50 now.
Oh, well, that's
Finlay
just great body work.
uses the body well. Oh, he's been pinned. David, can you believe this?
Are you joking me, umpire? What planet is that umpire on?
I don't know
I'm
what
about
he
to
saw
get
there.
real fired up in a minute, Adam, and you've seen what happens
I have.
when I get fired up in a grand final. It doesn't end well.
Anita dump, half forward, kicks it long. Taking it out in front. Was that by Useless Prick?
It is useless.
It
But he's
is.
passed it off.
I
What
can't
sort
believe
of
my
a full
eyes.
forward passes the ball?
He's passed it off. Fanny Schmeller has gone all the way from one end to the other. Kicked out a couple of seconds ago.
Well, Fanny Schmeller will line up here. Usually a good kick. He's got a target there in the background with the hijacked car. And he puts it straight
it might
through
hit
the
the
middle.
roof.
Straight through the middle. There was never doubting any there. And lots of hugging. Adam, if there's one thing I love seeing on the football field, it's two big, sweaty men getting into a hug.
Nothing better than a good embracement. 19
Love
point
it.
lead at the moment to Ballajura. David, what's your thoughts of how this game's going? It's getting away from Ellenbrook.
It is a little bit, and something's going to need to change. As we see Kyle Burgess just coming to the bench there.
So he's getting taken off at the moment.
Dave
Few
Murphy
changes
into
from
the middle
back
for
line.
Josh Tuckwell. So the changes are ringing. So I think Ellenbrook realised that something needs to change, and let's see if there's any good to come from it. Innes will win this knock.
He's doing well, and
he does. Just goes with his left hand that time, says, I'm just going to use my other hand. Why do I need to keep using my right?
Good follow-up pressure. There's a nice kick forward by Murphy. Giving chase is Rogers. In there is Antonio as well.
You watch the tackle here. If he picks it up, Antonio will be all
He's not
over.
gonna be-
And
there he
look,
goes.
just as I predicted, do I know football, Adam? Yes, I do is the answer to that.
It certainly is. Casey, what can he do? It's stolen from him. Snap forward.
Oh, that was
Kendall,
clever.
He's all alone in the square. He's just got to get around and shimmy on the spot. He does, and he's kicked it.
What has he done? And Casey's up to say, you deserve to touch my hands. That was a
There you
good
go.
goal.
How
But
was the poise by Kendall?
the poise by Kendall was great. Who did the centering kick there, Adam? I missed that. It may have been, I think that might have been Ryan Carey, I think, actually.
Okay.
I think that was him that just scooped it in just before the boundary line and centred it into the square. So a very clever kick resulted in a goal for Ellenbrook. And Pat Casey, as I said, thought it was good enough to allow a couple of the boys to just touch his supple hands.
So there we go. Ellenbrook needed that one as they bring it back to 13 points. Bill Wagland, a bit of push and shove there in the middle. Armadale Gardens Supply 7 days a week, getting some nice sponsorship in the background.
Well, that was dropping the ball, Adam.
Look at the dirt in the middle there. As it socket out forward, look at this. Look at Wagland's pace. I believe
Oh!
once he won the 100-metre sprint at Swan Christian as he kicks it forward now. One of the
Boom!
juniors comes out.
Pick up from
Kendall.
the big fella.
He's confident. He centres it.
Look at this.
This would be a finish if he can kick it. It'd bring the house down, and he's missed it.
Oh, well, it was a great lead-up. It deserved a goal, Adam. It was a great lead-up from the Eels. And, as we said, something needed to change. Something has changed. They have lifted, and they are coming. Don't you worry about that. The Eels are coming.
David, how much does grand final experience mean in these sort of moments? They've been there before, Ellenbrook. They've been the champions. They know what's required.
Well, it means everything, Adam. And as you know, we have commentated a few of their grand finals now. And even though there are a few new players in this team, there's the winning culture down there.
There certainly is. Balladura going forward. On hands and knees was T. Bagner. Dis
Dis just stole it off him.
Rutherford
and gets it out to
pace.
Rutherford, who will just cleverly kick it over on the full.
If you actually saw then, his right leg went over top of his left leg just to push that out.
It was very clever, and he kicked it over the full. Boundary umpire's right there, but because of Rutherford's experience, he was able to fool the umpire.
Very smart there. Innes pointing. Look at that, Babe Ruth style. He's showing where he's going to tap it to. He doesn't get it, though. It goes over the back. Power was almost able to get it. Running on now.
Oh, but look at the attack from
defense.
Lunig. Oh, look
Look
at
at
that. Gets those gangly arms in there and just stops another play forward thrust from Balladura.
The good thing with Lunig is when you're wearing orange boots like that, you have to be able to attack a football.
You got to back it up. You're saying, look at me, everyone. So you've got to be able to back it up. This is a dangerous ball from Wagland.
It really is. But he knows that
luckily
he had
the numbers
a
are
jump
there.
in the middle.
Oh, Power didn't see him coming. Is that useless prick?
It is too. So there'll be a bit of talking and back and,
And Power
forth here.
says,
Here we
oh,
go.
and he's
Look at
giving him a
that. Power's
boot.
gone down.
A very
Jarvy's come
cleverly
in as well.
disguised boot.
Power will give him another word. I like this. I
He
like
said,
Nazar getting
Jarvie,
into him.
Jarvie, can you come and push me over so I can kick this guy in the face? And it worked perfectly.
Useless prick. It was an ugly kick. Unless he's in goal, it doesn't normally turn the right way. It's an ugly spin off the foot. Trying to pretend like he's getting rid of it there, and the umpire agreed. He
Making
was just
no
pretending.
real effort. You don't get away from a Ferrulo tackle.
Nope. So what will Lorenzo?
That's called the Ferrulo crunch.
Lorenzo's going to switch play. He goes through the middle here. He's obviously seen a target that he
Over the
likes
back.
running
That
over
was
the
well
back.
read by Antonio.
He's got speed when he sees a goal. It's a long handball.
He's tried to handball it through.
He's
He's
done it.
forgotten
It's
which
a-
game
oh,
he's
it's gone
playing.
behind.
He thought he was playing handball. He's tried to handball that through the goals. But it nearly came off because Kendall nearly got onto it.
I believe the European sport is coming to Australia and is now one that many kids are playing.
And he does have a European name, so we can't blame him for that.
No, he,
Balladura, why does the mood go down when Balladura get the ball at him? I just
don't know.
nearly fall asleep.
Mike Hunt,
Just
just in front of the bench. The bench telling him what to do
Ugh.
here. He's an experienced player. As we said, restricted agent, but they're able to get him,
let's center
Balladura.
the ball. Let's go backwards again. Here
The camera's
we go.
even struggling to stay awake, falling
Why don't
behind
you
a
go
little bit
backwards
here.
a bit more?
What's the useless prick doing all the way down there?
Living up to his name, I think, Adam.
Nice little high kick, barely the 15. I thought that was about 14.
Well, I've marked this ground. I know this ground very well, Adam, as you know. Hurley with another big fly.
Lorenzo
He says, get out of my way.
gives the elbow
That's my
as
footy.
Power goes straight
Boom.
through. He does. He comes out now to Alf Stewart. He kicked it forward. The cameraman's still able to struggle. We've got a nice picture of Bill Wagland. And how's it turned by
takes it
Bill
out of it.
Wagland? He just shuffles out of trouble. Kicks it long and it's
And-
turned over.
Yeah, well,
Taken by Irek Uranus.
it was good play up until that point, though. Up until the point the ball hit the boot, that was very good play.
It was. And now Wagland.
And then he just says, give
He's-
that ball.
He's like a lot of the
He's just-
Gosnells people. He just stole it out of his arms. As Power takes the mark, Wagland just circles around the back. Power, usually great with foot, and he is
Look at that,
again.
and good
The-
strong. Oh,
the marks were
umpire!
up, play
You
on's
are
called,
joking me.
And now we're going to get a high. So maybe he realised that he made the wrong call, and Pryor.
Well, Ryan Carey stopped the ball dead. That's a mark, Adam. That's the definition of a mark.
What do you think? Look at Lorenzo trying to go around Pryor there.
Pryor doesn't have the distance in him, and he will look to pass
Even with
this
the
off.
skins on his legs?
Even with the skins. I know that's hard to believe.
Because I believe they make you kick.
He's having it.
Oh,
Look,
look at that. The
he's
stuttery.
going
That means he thinks he can do it. He's just fallen a casual 15 short. Still a chance, though. Maybe he went to take it to the top of the square. Off one of the players' heads. Using it out now is Stacey Recht. They're going to peel out wide. The bounce not great. Pryor comes in sliding. Alf Stewart still with a chance. Pressure everywhere at the moment. The handball. Look at the hands.
There'll be another one here. Watch this.
Goes out wide. Who's that? Finlay.
Centering ball. He's gone the banana. Finlay has gone the banana from the pocket.
If anybody was going to be able to do it, it'd be Finlay.
I'd back him in every time except that time.
I remember once his good mate Steve Kenny doing that. I think he drilled it too.
Well, Steve Kenny was a magician.
He was.
I mean, he was the Peter Dacos of the Amateur Football League.
I believe he's in Melbourne currently on a list.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Comes out now, Finlay. Just a nice little
Oh,
short
and
kick,
look
and
at-
have a look at
did
that.
you
Antonius plays on. He snaps it,
He says, I don't need to go back for a set shot.
and he doesn't because he's kicked it. How's that? Arrogance at its best.
Well, it was, but it's good arrogance, Adam. And Ellenbrook are right in this game now. It is
He's
game
stealing the
on.
number.
Quick, call the cop. Where's he going with that?
He's taking the 6. So 7-4, 46. Plays 9-4, 58. It's 2 goals here on the Bennett's Hardware scoreboard. Your local hardware store.
Oh, Bennett's Hardware been a long-standing business in Gosnells.
One of the only
Unfortunately-
ones.
Well, they are. Unfortunately, when I say long-standing, they are still standing because Gosnells unfortunately had that massive storm that come through and flattened nearly everything in town, and apparently there was $65 damage done.
Well, there was, but lucky for them, crowbars are one of their highest sold pieces there, and it's managed to keep them aboard. Look at these guys.
Well, of course, Gosnells was built on the crowbar industry, Adam. Of course, there's Crowbars Are Us.
It looks like a young barber doing that. Young Geordie. He's got some curly hair under that hat.
Well, he wishes he was a young barber because
don't
a
wanna-
lot of young kids look up to and wish they could play football like Geordie Barber.
I don't want to question Gosnell Senior High School, but they're really struggling with the numbers.
Yes, it's probably taking a little longer than it should to add 6.
They really did.
I have full confidence in them coming back and taking this game out of Balladura's hands.
Okay, well, the umpire's in the middle. The players are out there as well. He's raising the ball. We're just about ready for the final quarter. He walks in now. He throws it up.
Another perfect bounce.
It is. It's tapped down.
Oh, look at the
by
roving
Harry
from Power.
Bush. Howard's Power. That's making a statement in the final quarter. Antonio Rogers gives the hands. Left-handed handball then. Snapped or check side. Doesn't have a lefted Stacey Recht. It only comes out as far as Ellen, but plays on. Runs into his own player, though. Uses the left and how's that?
Finlay, was it?
Yeah,
Both
it was.
Finlay.
Just
He's a
shrugged off his
powerful
own
unit.
player. Bounced off him and just lines up Jimmy Kendall, who did struggle kicking at this end earlier with the orange Commodore inside.
Well, I don't know if it's that heavily strapped knee or the several carjackings going around right in his eye shot, but I just hope he gets his technique back at him because, as I said earlier, he's a beautiful kick of the footy normally.
I looked at the injury report from last week, and I believe that he tore his ACL and the
Looks
the
much
PCL.
better.
Did both. Tore both, and is still
Both?
playing. ACL and PCL, yep.
And still playing.
Yep, and still running.
And those Ethiopians whinge about having no water or food. Antonio proving just what a soldier he is there.
And Kendall?
Kendall. I'm just going to say Jimmy, because most of the time we're going to be right.
I think so. As Power gives the water bottle back, that's something else those little Kenyan kids wouldn't mind.
Oh, it's good that we can laugh about it, isn't it?
I'm sure they're laughing too. All right, back in the middle. It's thrown up. Innes. He wins it. He gave the little backward punch there. That was
He did.
interesting.
He
And
did.
look, he's back on the bottom there as well.
And look, it just shows the heat that's
T. Bagner's
out
just
there.
come on top of him as well.
Has it? Was that T. Bagner?
It was. That was interesting.
Wow.
Innes. He goes up. He's got a nice